Today's Toolbox Talk is more of a reminder on the overall safety on our job sites. Work safety, it involves personal protective equipment, making sure we're following all the regulations, identifying and correcting hazards, having the right insurance, all kinds of things to be able to take care of any accidents that may happen, and our workers' overall health. Stop work authority is really important. It's built inside OSHA's general duty clause that basically says that the employer has a responsibility of making sure the employee is safe. Now, understand, this is a partnership because we can provide all the PPE, we can provide all the training, we can provide good coaching. It's important that you follow those guidelines and that all of us work together to keep each of our employees safe. You have the right to refuse work that is deemed unsafe. You have the authority to pause a job, to stop a job, so that we can make necessary corrections if they're warranted. Now, because I can only travel and be at so many places at one time, it requires you to participate and help us by letting us know if you think there's something unsafe. We get into the jobs through Service Titan, through the pictures that you upload, through video files on our dash cameras, through texting and phone calls. It's important that we all work together. The Stop Work Authority is built into the OSHA's General Duty Clause. We want you to make sure that if it's a safety related item, that we're addressing it and we're making that job site safe. Every employee on any of our job sites has the authority to make it safe. Stop work authority is very important because it has been proven to prevent accidents, to ensure regulatory compliance, and it also helps to develop and continue a positive safety culture and accountability. So now that we've kind of refreshed on what stop work authority is, when can you use it? You can use it anytime the work condition is unsafe, if there's violations to our safety policy, if there's equipment failure, if there's hazardous weather, or if you're just not sure what the scope of the work is. We want to partner with you. We value you as a team member, and we're committed to your safety, but the partnership goes both ways. So if you're going to exercise stop work authority, it's important that you recognize the hazard or the unsafe action that a coworker is doing, that you stop that work immediately. And then you want to communicate what's going on to the job with your general manager, with me, and then we're going to uh, chit chat about this. We're going to talk with all the team members. We want to correct any unsafe hazard on every single job site. Once we come up with the solution, then I'm going to document that incident. There are three main levels of responsibility as it comes to making sure the employees are safe. You are number one. It's important that you speak up, that you report hazards if you find them. Then you report those to the supervisors. They have a responsibility of helping make decisions so that we can unpause or resume that job. We're going to, as supervisors, look into it, investigate, and we're going to take immediate action. And then there's the management. This is where I come in and provide the training. I try to help enforce the stop work authority, communicate to you why it's so important that we exercise this. It's important that we understand that there may be some mental obstacles whether we don't want to report an unsafe action, unsafe job site, because we're fearful of being teased, because we're fearful of not meeting the schedule. And I want to let you know that that's not going to happen here. There's plenty of time in the excavations to work through any unsafe actions so that we can get it back on track, because our goal is for everyone to go home safely every night. Here's a few key takeaways. Stop work authority has been proven to save lives. Every worker here has the right to stop unsafe work. And safety is a shared responsibility between the safety team, management, and you. The second thing I want to look at today is personal protective equipment. Each employee is issued a PPE kit based on three main job types. And that's whether the employee is working for restoration, excavation, or service. Inside that kit are three types of gloves, usually. You have the nitrile gloves, you have the work gloves, and cut-resistant gloves. In addition to the gloves, you're given hearing protection. You're giving the foam earplugs as well as the ear muffs. We use both together when we're jackhammering in basements. We want to make sure that you can hear your children say that they love you every time they do. We also provide safety glasses and a face shield. Inside that PPE kit, we know that when you're using this equipment, it's going to get scratched. It's going to become broken over a period of time. And it's important to remember that when your equipment is used, that you can turn it back into your branch for a new pair. Let's say, for example, your safety glasses are 6 months old. We expect that they are being used and that they're going to be scratched up. At some point, you're going to want a new pair of safety glasses. Just bring those into your office. We'll get you a new pair. High visibility. Just about all our jobs require high visibility colors to be worn. We can wear those in the form of a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, or most commonly worn as a vest. Yellow, blaze orange are two of the high visibility colors that have been able to be used for many years. They recently added hot pink to that color, to that mixture. The third thing I wanted to talk about is situational awareness, job site safety beyond the job. What I mean by that is a couple of weeks ago, one of our employees was assaulted, was battered by a customer. A little trap being pushed into the steps. It's completely unacceptable. The employee was able to get away, to make the necessary calls so that we could follow the necessary procedures. Situational awareness is something that we typically overlook. It's important when we're driving, being aware of what's going on around us when we come to intersections, making sure that we're leaving a way out should difficulty come. Being in a crowd, whether you're going to a restaurant or a personal, a concert, sporting event, or most recently a 4th of July parade, being aware of what's going on around you and having a way of egress. When it comes to being on the job site, it's important to pay attention all around what's going on. Who's watching you? How long they're watching you? Are they recording you? Be aware of the activities around your job site. There are four main colors of action when it comes to situational awareness. Unfortunately, the most common color is white. Most people are unprepared. Most people are daydreaming. Most people are on their cell phone. And it's important that while you're on the job site, that you are in condition yellow. Here's an illustration of a code white type of an event. Then that moves to code yellow. This is where you should be when you're driving a company vehicle, when you are in a public area. It's important that you're paying attention. Again, this intersection, you're aware of the motorcycle, the people in the crosswalks, where all the other vehicles are. This is where you want to be. Code orange is the alert stage. When you're aware that there's heavy traffic, maybe the venue that you're at is heavily crowded, and your sense of awareness is heightened to potential danger. Here's an example of when you should be in condition orange, and I would argue that you go the other way. Condition red is where action is required. Unfortunately, there may be times when you have to defend yourself physically from an aggressor. Maybe there's a need for a medical response, or you just perceive that the person that's near your job site is an imminent threat. Here's an example of red, code red, when action is required. So remember, stop work authority is really important. It's our responsibility and our shared opportunity to make sure that you're safe on every job. We provide the personal protective equipment as a last line of defense, and we want you to use it. And I wanted to remind you that when it gets worn, turn it in so we can get you a new pair. If your gloves have holes in it, they're long gone, you need a new pair. Turn the old in, get a new. And then situational awareness. It's important to be aware of your surroundings, especially given the day and time in which we're living. If you're new here, don't hesitate to reach out. Take a picture of this phone number. I don't keep banker's hours. John Schultz doesn't keep banker's hours. Utilize us as a resource. We want you to be safe out there.